Howdy, howdy, everybody. Welcome to our Summer Arts Fundraiser. We're on week 3, and I'm so excited about this because I've been trying to figure out how to actually make bath bombs. And so we have an expert here with us today, and this is Kerala Parikh. And howdy, Kerala.
Hi, I'm Kerala.
So nice to be with you. So we're going to be talking to Kerala in a minute. She's going to be showing us all the how to actually make bath bombs. But before we do that, I'm just going to give you a quick intro of all the stuff that we have coming up. So with the Summer Arts Fundraiser Series, our goal is to raise $25,000, and we're counting on you to help us. And this week, we're raising money to split between Seva International, which is doing COVID relief in India, and Green Team Academy. And we have our International Climate Action Challenge that's coming up. You need to apply by August 1st if you want to be part of that. We have scholarships, so there's no reason not to. So if you want to go passion to action in 90 days, then definitely do that. Next week, we have our Paint and Sip, which is on June 22nd. And then on August 3rd, we have our big Wild and Scenic Film Festival. So I think that's getting our little business stuff out of the way. There's a link there if you want to make any donations. And I'm going to bring Kerala back on here. So Kerala, it's so nice to be with you. I got to speak with Sarita on Earth Day. She was right up there with Mike Nelson and Shayna Oliver, talking about all the cool things you do. But do you want to just start by introducing yourself and tell us, like, how did you get into this business of this kind of natural body products and all the stuff that you do?
If you already didn't know, my name is Kerala Parikh, and I am a 14-year-old business owner. I've been doing this since I was 10 with my little brother and my aunt. I started the business, I actually kick-started the business because when I was little, like 8 or 9, I really couldn't use any of the products on the market. Otherwise, it would make my skin break out, and I would just get eczema and hives, and I would bleed, and it was very awful. And so my aunt, who's a physical therapist, and I decided to research and see what ingredients we could use to create products that I could use on a daily basis. So we did that, and we created our first sample batch, which is actually our signature body butter. And we made extras, and we gave them out as Christmas presents, and it didn't make me break out, and it really soothed my skin, and everybody in our family loved it, and we really kind of shoved my aunt into the business. She really did not want to be in business until me and my brother were like, come on, it'll be a fun family thing. We could really interact. And since then, it's really grown, and we truly love it as a family and just together. It's something simple and easy we can do.
That is such an amazing story. I just love spreading the word about what you guys are doing, because that's our message at Green Team Academy, is that you are the expert on whatever's happening in your community with your body. You're the one that knows what is needed, and you're the perfect one to take action. And so your guys' story shows that there's these big, huge companies, but their solutions weren't right for you. So that's an incredible story. And the other thing is that we chose, speaking with Sarita and you guys, talking about what kind of joint fundraiser we could do. We picked Seva International that's working in India, because every time I was talking with Sarita, she's talking about spices and saying, well, we're Indian, so we're all about food and we're all about spices. And so did you want to just say a little bit about how your Indian heritage kind of impacted some of the things that you guys have pulled together, which are amazing?
Yes. So my aunt is actually 100% Indian. So Say is 100% Indian, and we are 4 mixed babies. But my brother truly loves to cook. I can sort of cook, but he's the mastermind behind all of our spices, spice blends, salts, and sugars. That's all him. And so with that, we bring the knowledge of all the spices that can go together, and like our chai spice and in our Bombay masala, in ways we know how spices go together, so that way we can create a spice blend that's easy accessible for people who may not have the knowledge that we do. The heritage and all that is really helpful, and I know our grandma truly loves to help us with our recipes, because she has a broader knowledge than any of us do, and she's an amazing cook as well. So we really just play around with it. That's how you cook and create amazing recipes and stuff like that, is because you just play around with the knowledge that you have until you have a recipe or a product that's tastes and is amazing in many uses.
That's really interesting, because I think people do think like, okay, it's set in stone and either you kind of know it or you don't. And so that's cool to have your grandma that system, the idea of having a system of what things go together and then experimenting from there is pretty awesome. Cool. All right. So yeah, so I put the donation link in the chat there, and we would love it if we could raise some money to provide some COVID relief to India, especially. So I hope that you guys will do that. And with every donation, we're also planting a tree with Plant for the Planet Philippines, which is part of our climate justice, our climate action, that you can use your coffee money today to plant a tree and do some good in India and help other teams. All right. So with that, I think we've got all of our business done. So Kerala, do you want to dive in and tell us what it is that you're going to be demonstrating today? And just dive in.
All right, so today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make bath bombs and bath soaks. So I'm going to start off with bath bombs, and I'm going to give you the recipe that we use. So you're getting a really in-depth look at how we do our bath bombs. I'm going to tilt the camera down so you can see what I'm doing, because it's a very hands-on experience. So I like to start with 1 cup baking soda, and you're just going to put that into a big bowl. And there's going to be clumps, but again, this is a very hands-on experience. Now, baking soda is very good for detoxifying and for itches and irritation. It helps calm down your skin and is very soothing, as I said before. And then you're going to add 1 cup citric acid. Now, citric acid adds the fizz that you have in bath bombs. It really makes bath bombs. It unclogs and shrinks your pores, and it really softens your skin. So it's something that I really love to put into bath bombs. You also have our Himalayan pink salt. Now, you may use this while cooking, but in bath bombs, it's a great detoxifier, and it helps with skin hydration, which you might not think it would, as salt is iffy, but in bath bombs and on your body, it actually really helps with skin hydration and muscle relaxation. So you're just gonna stir that together with your hands, and if you have any, if you have any like blocks in your baking soda, just crush those, because you want a very much consistency in your bath bombs. And you just kind of crush that in your hand and stir it around. Afterwards, my hands are so soft after making bath bombs. It's so nice. Now you're going to take 3/4 of a cup of oil, or 3/4 ounces oil, and you're just going to put that right into your mixture. And then we're going to take roughly 8 drops of essential oil. We have a big jug, and I'm using eucalyptus oil. Now, eucalyptus has a cooling effect when applied, but it helps with pain and inflammation and muscle spasms, and it's very much an antibacterial. So I just like to count like a good 1, 2, or a teaspoon if you have a big jug like this. Sometimes we also use lavender, which, as we know, lavender is antibacterial, and it is very soothing in baths and stuff like that. It just helps you sleep and calm down. So we're gonna mix that together, give good consistency to the bath bombs. And don't be afraid to get your hands really dirty with this one.
So, Carola, while you're mixing that, I had a couple questions. Number one is, where do you get citric acid?
Oh, okay. So we get it from Vitamin Cottage or someplace like that. Normally has it.
So it's easy to find. Okay. And then let's see. What kind of oil was that you added?
It can be really any household oil, but we used avocado oil.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. And I'm putting the recipe kind of as we go in the chat there.
Perfect. All right. Now, after that's done, you're going to take your handy dandy witch hazel. Witch hazel, as we know, it's used on your face to clean your pores and everything like that. But witch hazel is actually anti-inflammatory, and which is a very common theme, and everybody needs anti-inflammatory. So you're going to spray this about 8 times. And then you're going to mix that together until it doesn't fizz anymore. After that, it should be something of a pliable consistency. It should be a little bit soft and crumbly, and easily malleable so it doesn't break when you use it, and it'll harden after you're done. So I'm going to take my little molds here. This isn't something we use when we make our product, but it is great for at-home use. And I'm just going to take, and we're going to do one together. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it in the mold, and then I'm going to take coffee ground smasher, and you're just going to press that down until it becomes a flat consistency, or not really consistency, but flat around the top. And then you just do that all around. So these are very nice because in the bathtub, they really just fill your senses with that eucalyptus. So that way you feel very calm in your bath and you have something that's already working to make your skin better. Now I'm going to smash all of these down and remove the excess from around them. So you let those sit for about 3 to 4 days, or at least I do, or until they don't crack. And when you try to pull them out, and they're really simple and really easy to just throw in your bathtub. It's something that you don't need to purchase for $5. That if you invest long term, you can make a lot of bath bombs for cheaper price than $5 a bath bomb.
So you don't have to use anything fancy. Like you don't have to make them into a circle, like a spherical shape. You're just using them, whatever mold shape you have, and then you just pop them out and after they're dry.
Yeah, it's the easiest thing. If you have a star mold or even like cupcake pan, if you put on a cupcake pan, it's super easy. Anything household items that you have, you can put a bath bomb in.
That is brilliant. I think I was always stuck on the idea of like, how do you do the 2 pieces and get them stuck together and have it a sphere, but you don't really have to have that shape. So that's so cool. I love it. Awesome.
Yes. Oh, we're apparently not streaming.
Yeah, I think we are.
You haven't been able to pull it up. You and me are, Mommy.
Oh, it's not on Facebook. Okay, hold on. Let me see here if I can add it.
These are the wrong consistency. Sorry, I'm just gonna throw some shit.
There we go.
Hi.
I'm really glad you said that. Yeah, because it wasn't somehow we didn't have Facebook selected. So it was on YouTube and Twitter, but not on Facebook. Oh, I'm so glad that you checked that. So hi, everybody. We will put the link to the full demo because we didn't. If you're joining us on Facebook, you missed the first part because we didn't have it. I didn't have it set up properly. So I'll put the link there so you can see the whole demo on Facebook or on YouTube there.
I can actually mold the bath bombs right now too.
Oh, cool.
So we can mold them. So everybody can see how I mold the bath bombs.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to just kind of run through your recipe again while you're doing that, and that way we can kind of catch people up while you're molding them.
Perfect. So this is the consistency that your bath bombs should look like. They're very much a crumbly, but yet they can hold themselves up consistency. And this is caused by the weird secret ingredient, witch hazel. Witch hazel is an anti-inflammatory, but we also use it on our faces and our skin quite often. So it has many superpowers. Our recipe that we use for the bath bombs is 1 cup baking soda, 3/4 cup citric acid, 1/4 cup salt, 3/4 ounce oil, 8-ish drops of essential oil, or 1-ish teaspoons, and 6 to 8 sprays of witch hazel. And our witch hazel is in a spray bottle. So when you get the bath bombs to this perfect consistency, this crumbly consistency, you're going to transfer them to your molds. Mine look a little sad, but it's okay because everybody needs a little pigment. So you're going to put the mixture into the molds and then just pat them down for right now. We'll clean them up later. But again, this isn't a perfect process because they're bath bombs and everybody needs to have a little bit of fun with their bath bombs. Now you can use any household item for your bath bombs, even cupcake pans work. Anything that creates a sophisticated looking mold, definitely like this mini cupcake pan. So I'm just filling these up to the top for right now, and they're gonna smash down and probably be about half the size that they are now. So I'm just sweeping these across. And again, this does not have to be a perfect process because nothing in this world is perfect. So you're gonna take this and you're gonna push it right down on top until you notice that it's really smashing down. Now, if you get too oily or too liquidy of a consistency, you can always add more baking soda and citric acid to the mix until you get this perfect crumbly consistency. Now, as you can see, when I smash it down, the crumbly consistency disappears and you're just left with the perfect sized bath bomb. Now, this mixture makes quite a few bath bombs, as I still have more bath bomb mixture left. So this can make about 9 or more bath bombs.
That's amazing. I have a question. So do you ever use anything for coloring? Because I know that you really want to keep it, your products are all really natural and not causing any kind of issue. I wonder about that when I see like bath bombs in the store and they're like bright pink or something. And it's like, wait, how did you get that color? And is that safe?
It's actually, we've tried colors. So we tried it with mica, being natural with mica, but that stained in the bathtub. So that was a really good idea. We tried it again with another type of thing, food coloring, that kind of thing. Again, it stained the skin in the bathtub. So in order to get that color to not stain things, it takes a lot of chemicals. So we really stuck with pink salt or things that we knew were natural and easy and weren't going to stain the tub. So no, we don't really use coloring.
Yeah, that makes sense. Right. I mean, it's just one of those like silly things that really it's not necessary.
No, it's not, but it's fun.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay. And so then did you also want to talk about some bath salt?
Yes, our bath soap.
Okay.
This is quite a fun one. So we're going to start with 1 ounce of baking soda. So I already have that measured out. And then you're just going to take the little bits that you find in there and just crumple them up. This is a very hands-on process, as with the bath bombs, but your hands are going to be as soft as ever. Then you're going to take 5 ounces of Epsom salt, which is always perfect because Epsom salt is detoxifying and soothing to the muscles, as we know because we use it when we take a bath. And it reduces swelling and itching and helps with dry skin. Now, when we put Himalayan salts in there, this is also a detoxifier. And it increases skin hydration and relaxes muscles and reduces pain. So those two together are really amazing for your body. Now, we're going to take 1 teaspoon oil, roughly. And this is about 1 teaspoon oil. Again, I have it measured out. I have avocado oil, but you can really use any oil that you have at home for this process. And then you're going to take essential oil. So we have eucalyptus on hand, but sometimes we use lavender. So eucalyptus has a cooling effect when applied, and it helps with pain and inflammation and muscle spasms, and it's also antibacterial. And that's about the same thing with lavender, except for with lavender, we all know that it's very soothing with pain. So I'm gonna do about 1/2 teaspoon of lavender and just put that in the bowl, or 1/2 teaspoon of eucalyptus, my bad. And then we're gonna take our hands and really massage this into the salt. Now this is not gonna be the same consistency as bath bombs. So you can add dried floral leaves or flowers that you find in your yard or in your gardens and put this into the bath salts, or even oatmeal. Both have soothing factors to them, and they just add a little bit of fun. Oatmeal is great for the skin, and it's just an easy thing to use. So as you rub them together, it's just like an exfoliant on your skin. And these are great for the bathtub. So afterwards, it should look like this great consistency. Things are kind of sticking together, but when put in a bath, it's just going to dissolve right away.
That looks amazing. So the little bit of oil, that's what kind of holds things together a bit and gives it that little consistency.
Yeah, it does. It's surprising what a little bit of a liquid can do to a mixture.
Yeah. I have a question too, like on the bath bombs, you were saying that you mix them till it's not fizzy anymore.
Yes.
But yet then when you put them in water, then they fizz again?
Yeah. So with a little bit of the mixture from witch hazel sprayed into the bath bombs, it's going to create that fizz because it's some sort of a water texture, but when mixed in, it kind of calms down and just combines with the mixture because the mixture is bigger than the amount of witch hazel we put in. But when put in water, it's kind of overwhelmed. And so that's when you get that big fizz and it doesn't mix well.
That's so cool. That's very cool. I know, Sarita, your aunt was saying that some of the recipes for the things she really doesn't know how to make because you're actually the one that's creating a lot of that stuff.
Yes, she likes to say that as if she doesn't do it. She's all humble and stuff. She actually does a lot. But I tend to do the bath bombs and the lip balms just because I find more fun in creating the colors and new recipes. But we really work together to make the business a thing. And I'm glad she said that. But we split it.
That's nice. Yeah, that is very cool. So what would you recommend for people that, there's probably somebody out there that's wanting to start something and they're like, I could never do this because, I was just talking to someone the other day and she said, I think I need to get this engineering degree and do this PhD before I can make a difference. And I was like, no. You can make a difference right now. So what would you tell people that have some idea and they're thinking, well, I have to wait, and maybe somebody else will do it instead?
I like to say have a kid mentality. That's what I love about kid mentalities is everything is so simple and so creative, and their ideas can become a thing in a drawing or in cake or a cupcake or something like that. So coming from a kid mentality who created this business, it seems so simple in their minds that it can translate so easily to business, that you just have to think back to when you were a kid and get that excitement and that energy and that positivity out there and really put your idea together. Because I guarantee when you put that idea together and you start figuring out how you're going to do it, people, if you reach out to people, they're going to support you and say, yeah, we'll help you here and we'll help you here. Or we'll test your products and tell you what we think, because you think it's this complicated thing, but once you're in it, it's more fun and more enjoyable than you would think.
I love that. That is so awesome. Yeah, I mean, one of the examples I tell people is that if I ask an adult to draw a giraffe, most of them will say they can't, but every 5-year-old will just say, okay, and they'll just do it. And so it's like, what just happened in there that, that you have this kind of like can-do attitude as a kid, and then sometimes along the way it gets lost.
Right? It's something I've been contemplating for so long. Where does the creativity go?
Yeah, exactly. So what's next for you? Like, what do you see kind of for yourself going forward? What are some other areas that you're interested in, or what are you excited about?
Right now I'm in high school, so I'm really looking to finish high school, but I'm also looking to become a lawyer. That's my down goal of where I want to be. So that way I can get into a political career. That's where I want to be, because I can make more of a difference, having a bigger voice in a political career down the road. We're talking like quite a while down the road, but I'm really looking to have a voice. That's something I've been really passionate about. I want to be on boards. I want to get voices heard. I want to make a difference in the education world, because children should be able to have a voice in their education and teachers should be heard. So all around, I'm just looking for a voice, which is why this business is great, because it provides me with a small but very loud voice.
That is awesome. That's great. And Coralie left a message saying, any recommendations where we can buy all the ingredients? So citric acid, you were saying that natural grocers or Sprouts. Anywhere in particular for essential oils?
You can really find essential oils anywhere at this point. But looking online and doing our research first, seeing which ones are natural baiting and which ones are actually all natural is a good start.
Natural baiting? Oh, that's like greenwashing, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
They're saying they're all natural, but like some of their ingredients are natural.
Gotcha.
So it's a good way to start is doing your research.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. And maybe for something like this, maybe instead of going with the whole set of all different types, like lavender and eucalyptus and whatever, maybe you buy one that's higher quality and use that instead of trying to get a whole big array to start with.
Always. It's always to start tiny and get bigger.
Yeah.
You don't need a ton of money to start ever. You can just go minimal. Minimal is always better in my mind.
Yeah. And what was your first customer? I mean, I think you said that your family members were interested in what you were doing. Outside, like, who's the first person that didn't know you that bought it?
Oh my goodness. We started at a farmer's market in Castle Pines. We quickly learned we shouldn't do farmers markets because they melt our products, but it was a lot of fun. And the first customer we had who didn't know us was actually another vendor. and they came over and they asked us about our business. I believe she bought a body butter later that day. But it was really like working on our spiel, and she was quite interested on why 2 kids were standing behind a booth selling products. So that was really my first experience with a customer who didn't know who we were. And since then, I've loved educating people on who we are.
Yeah, right. That's a big part of it. Yeah. Okay. And so then the last thing is did you want to tell us a little bit about 1% for the planet and what you're doing as far as the tree planting?
Yes, so we are 1% for the planet certified. So that means we give whatever we take as a brand, we give back 1%. So right now, if you buy 1 Glow product, we'll donate a tree in your name. So you buy a Glow product or Glow products, and we donate 1 tree in your name. So for every order of a Glow product, we give 1 back. Or not 1 back, we give a tree back. So that way we can give back to the earth because it has been very nice to us.
That's great. All right. Well, I hope that some folks here will take us up on this opportunity to donate to Seva International and Green Team Academy. We really want to make sure that we're making an impact. And so if you have $5 or anything more and would do that, then go for it. And then we will also be planting a tree in your honor with Plant for the Planet Philippines. So it's just an exciting thing. Okay, and Coralie is saying, hey, your recipes look amazing and it's great to learn about you and glow and gather. So that was very nice.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Any last thing that you wanted to say before we sign off?
Just please go donate to Coralie because it's wonderful. And I thank you all for listening to me today.
Yeah, that was great. All right. Thanks so much for being with us, Kerala. And so remember, everybody, the link that we put there, you can head there, you can donate, you can see the other events that we have coming up. Like we have a paint and sip next week and a film festival where we're featuring stories of youth and BIPOC communities around the world that are making a difference. So we're really out there doing exactly what Kerala just demonstrated is just make it fun and try things and people will support you. And you'll learn, just like the farmer's market. You go, oh, wow, that didn't work. Our products melted. You'll learn as you go and it'll be fine.
100%. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye, everybody.